morning and welcome to AM Break with Ann and Audra.
Good morning, Audra.
Good morning.
All right, so Ann.
So we've been talking about the IMAX and Game of Thrones, which we're huge fans of. We're fangirls, but I wanted to tell you about my new obsession.
What is it?
I've got a brand new one that I'm watching on demand. Boardwalk Empire.
You're just getting into this?
I'm just starting Boardwalk.
And
I'm on season
better late
1,
than never.
Season 1, episode 3.
Okay.
So Prohibition is kicked in. We're waiting to see if women get to vote.
You got that?
Nucky, right. In terms of history, that's what's going on the show. And then, of course, all the craziness with, hijacking cars and
and there's a lot going on. I fear that I'm gonna spoil it for you again, so please, back to back, spend your whole entire weekend catching up.
Well, and you know what, so far this is also another one that I can't watch in front of Vince.
Okay.
So I've got to do it when he's asleep or he's not there or in the evening. So I'm
a little bit of violence, a little inappropriate things going on. Okay.
A lot of
totally
nudity.
Understand.
A lot of nudity in the show.
Is this why my husband loves it so much?
Maybe.
There we go again.
Maybe. Okay. And it's Steve Buscemi in a completely different
awesome.
life. Amazing.
I never would have imagined him like this.
No.
Based on his past history.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And he normally plays the weirdos, and this time he's like that gangster from Sopranos, the one Tony Soprano.
Right.
He's a bad guy, but you like him.
He's awesome.
And then he does nice things for people.
So when you catch up, maybe this will kind of coincide with the Champagne Bash, the Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Correct. And then we can do a whole theme.
Get our flapper gear on.
Between Broadway or Boardwalk Empire, Big Bash.
Bring Lewis back on.
Bring Lewis back
Garcia.
on. He'll love it.
Okay.
And he actually has quite a few get-ups when it comes to the flapper thing and that decade, or that time in history anyways. So yeah, that's my new thing. Boardwalk Empire, and I'm getting along in my Harry Potter reading too.
All right, good for you.
I know.
Okay, well what's going on?
Pop culture.
What's going on today?
All right, today we have an amazing organization visiting us, and we're going to talk about the Joanna Francis Living Well Foundation.
Yes.
And joining us is Dawn Brown, a former model.
Thank you. Former, you're still modeling.
One of the organizers, and also a breast cancer survivor.
Yes.
All right, so let's start from the very beginning. What is Joanna Francis?
Joanna Francis Living Well Foundation is a foundation that was founded in 2011 by Joanna Francis, who actually had metastatic breast cancer, and Jen Taylor, who is a nurse and a teaching nurse as well here in Tallahassee. And what they found at going through this experience is that there was no help for women that needed non-medical bills that were paid and things like that.
Right.
You always are bombarded with all of the medical bills, but no one thinks that you still have mortgage rent to pay, that you have utilities.
Right.
And what the Joanna Francis Living Well Foundation does is that they actually give that support, that financial assistance to women going through breast cancer so that they can live well, essentially.
Right. And literally, so when I heard about the organization, what you all do, I always knew it had something to do with breast cancer, but I didn't realize what the actual mission of the organization is, which I am really kind of embarrassed I didn't know. So I'm so glad you're here.
Right, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to get the word out to everybody. But not only do we provide that financial assistance, we've also kind of evolved into this big chasm of resources, referrals, women getting support from each other, support of plastic surgeons, talking, blogs, things like that. So it's really turned into so much more.
Right.
Well, I love that. I mean, the first time I heard about this was through some friends, and I really, the network of people that you've gotten together, it's really a positive, kind of uplifting. It's not about, I don't know. I mean, it's
it's about fighting and getting through it.
It's about living well.
Right.
I mean, it
Really,
says
truly.
all of that, just living well. We're not, feeling sorry for ourselves, and we're not letting anybody else feel sorry for us. We are living well, and this is what we need to do in order to live well.
Well, let's actually hear your story. This is close to you.
Yes. I mean, I moved here to Tallahassee from Tampa in 2010, and shortly after that, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I went through the double mastectomy, through the chemo, through the radiation, and as I was sitting in the chemo chair, I was feeling sorry for myself, and my mother, she looked at me and she says, "Don't you dare feel sorry for yourself. You get up and you do something." Right. That's when I saw a flyer for the Joanna Francis Living Well Fashion Show. And so I said, well, I want to get involved. How do I get involved? So I had cut my hair because I knew I was going to lose it anyway. I did the fashion show, and I swear the week after the fashion show, it was all gone. It was done. So, but I did it, and it was so uplifting. All of the models, and this year as well, are all breast cancer survivors.
Amazing.
Or have gone through or are going through breast cancer. We have some women still going through chemo and radiation, and they're going to be up in that stage, and they're going to strut their stuff. We have local vendors that are donating clothes and things like that. Well, not donating, but lending clothes and showcasing their clothes. And also, we're going to be honoring a healthcare provider, the 2015 Face of the Foundation. which this year is Dr. Robert Snyder.
Oh, great, okay. Wonderful. And when is the event, and how do people get tickets? What do they need to know?
It is, actually it is February 26th, and it is at the Goodwood Museum and Gardens, and they can get their tickets through joannafrancislivingwell.ticketleap.com. I think I got that all together. Yes, and and basically it is the fashion show and the luncheon. This is the 4th annual.
Wow.
So yeah, it's amazing that this show is so pivotal to our mission and our fundraising.
Right.
To date, since 2011, we have given away $150,000 worth of assistance to over 50 families, and we still have a long waiting list. And we hope this show will help us get that waiting list gone and done with.
Well, this is amazing. I'm sure, again, this is one of those issues a lot of people have, either a family member, close friend, and I mean, to think that it's a support network too. I mean, that people involved in this are going through something. So I think for anyone at home, or if you just need support, just go there. I mean, just go to this event. You just don't know who you're going to meet or connect with on that kind of a level.
And you never know who has had cancer or who has gone through it, and all of a sudden you see these people and go, wow, I didn't know that she was doing this, or that she was going through all of this. It is such a great resource and just really, really uplifting. So we hope that we bring that positive message forward.
For sure.
And we will actually be there at the event.
Yes.
By the way, are you surprised that she was a model?
No, that's what I said. She was. I mean, she still is, clearly. I mean, you're doing good. So
Rocking the leather. We love it.
Thank you. We have to bring that out. It's getting a little chilly. As soon as a little chill in the air, hey, leather.
Fur coat,
That's right.
leather, fur, all of that.
Doesn't matter the weather. We always get to be fashionable.
That's true.
All right. Well, thank you so very much for joining us. We will definitely help
Thank you.
promote the event and help try to get as many people there as possible to support Joanna Francis. And we will also attend the event.
We'll be there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. All right, we've got more coming up on the show in just a minute. We're going to talk to the PBA Big Ben. Let me do that again. Big Ben PBA president, and we're also going to cover some other things. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
My name is Julie Puckett. I've been in the fitness industry for about 5 years now here in Tallahassee. It is my passion to help people find their fitness so that we can make Tallahassee the healthiest community that we can. Kinetics came into my life about 3 months ago, and so I've been here ever since, the general manager of Kinetics in Southwood, where I'm able to reach a lot more people and spread that passion and get a lot more people in the door and finding their passion for fitness so that they can be healthy for life. I'm very excited about what AM Break is going to bring to the Tallahassee community. People are going to be able to be exposed to people, places, and things and events that they might not otherwise be exposed to. And for me personally, to be able to bring my passion for fitness to a broader community, to hopefully instill passion in other people to get their fitness on and become healthier, it's going to be great. So I'm very excited about what they're bringing to the Tallahassee community.
Almost every closet can be divided into 4 distinct categories. First, there are clothes that you wear. There are clothes you don't wear, clothes that you can't wear, and clothes you shouldn't wear. At Goodwill, we gladly accept all of these, giving you the opportunity to buy more of these.
Welcome to Cabello's Hair and Nail Studio in Midtown Spa. Come to Cabello's and experience the high-scale salon experience and let us cater to your every beauty need. Conveniently located in Midtown above the Wine Loft. Cabello's, a fun and energetic and pampering place to plan an escape just for you.
All right, well, welcome back. We have a special guest right now, Mr. Slade of the Police Benevolent Association of the Big Ben.
Correct. All right, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, ladies.
And basically, the reason why we have you here today is we want to essentially educate the general public as to what the PBA does. We've got the PBA Florida, and then we've got Big Ben PBA. So I guess my first question for you is, what is the PBA? What does it stand for, and what do you all do?
Okay, the PBA is the Police Benevolent Association. It was founded in 1972 by a small group of law enforcement officers, and what they wanted to do was to protect law enforcement officers' rights through collective bargaining and making sure that their wages and benefits as well as their working conditions were held harmless by local governments as well as the state government. Started out with a small group, We're now roughly about 30,000 members throughout the state of Florida, the largest organization that represents law enforcement officers in the state of Florida with a full staff. In 1973, the Big Bend chapter of the Florida PBA was born. We have 18 chapters that consist of charters and chapters, Big Bend being here housed in Tallahassee, Florida, with the state office. Under Big Bend, we represent approximately 470 law enforcement officers. We do collective bargaining for the Tallahassee Police Department, Quincy PD, FAMU PD, as well as Florida State. We represent officers at Midway PD, and we are as far west as Calhoun, Liberty and Gulf County, and then east in Madison and Franklin.
And it surprises me. 1972, I would have thought the PBA would be a much older organization in terms of getting together and making sure that officers are being represented properly.
No.
It's amazing.
In fact, our current city commissioner, Scott Maddox, his father is one of the founding members, Charlie Maddox.
Oh.
Charlie's awesome.
Okay, I did not know that.
There we go.
I had no idea. Okay, well, I'll have to say congratulations to Charlie about that.
Yeah.
All right, and so then what exactly is the functionality of the PBA? Just a little bit more detail about that.
Well, the biggest thing and the biggest plug for the association is we offer representation for members in law enforcement. We collective bargain for their wages, and also we buy, the biggest catch, I guess, would be our legal services. Okay. We represent officers in criminal, civil, as well as local investigations, internal affairs. Members have free access to a team of attorneys throughout the state. Here, Big Bend, all of our attorneys are housed in the PBA office here within Tallahassee. That is the biggest thing, because as law enforcement officers, we are held at a higher standard. But with the attack on law enforcement the way it is nowadays, people perceive different things, and when complaints are filed, we have to have representation for those particular officers that are subject to investigation.
Well, tell us about, I really want to hear about your involvement, how you got involved, what's your passion? Why are you PBA?
Why am I PBA? That's kind of funny. I came to Tallahassee in 1992. I was an officer in the United States Air Force. I got out as a captain, came to Tallahassee, didn't think I was going to be here long.
Isn't that a common story?
Yeah.
Right.
Long story short, I was recruited to become a board member. The Big Bend chapter was going through some changes. Didn't know anything about collective bargaining, I grew up in a union family because my father was a member of the United Steelworkers Association, so I knew a little bit about unions. Got into it by chance, by accident.
I call it Forrest Gumping your way into something.
Yes.
Right.
I've been involved now a little over 21 years. I've held positions as vice president, senior vice president. I took over in 2007 as president, and I'm still president as of today. It's a passion of mine. I think that at times, even though people perceive police officers as being strong and outspoken, there are officers who can't speak for themselves, and they need some protection when their rights are violated. So that's when the PBA steps in, and that's my passion, representing police officers.
Very good. Okay, awesome. So if somebody wants to join, how does that work?
Well, we have the opportunity within the Tallahassee Police Department, as well as the other departments that we represent. When they bring in new members, we go there, we talk to them, and introduce the Police Benevolent Association to them. It's basically a law enforcement group. We have communication operators that belong, as well as corrections and law enforcement officers, sworn police officers.
And so everybody has to be sworn to be a member of the PBA?
Not necessarily. Like I said, we do, for example, if you have an organization and it has its own communication section, then because of that organization being a police department, those communication operators or officers can join the PBA. But it's at a different function. We can't collective bargain for them. They just get legal representation.
Got it. Okay.
Now, can people, we have people at home whose family members may be police officers. I know my brother-in-law, sheriff down West Palm. How can people at home or friends and family get involved, offer support for your organization? Is there a way to do this?
Yes. First of all, like I said, throughout the state we have collective bargaining, and basically what we need the community to do is to support police officers. There are a lot of times when things are seen and perceived different ways, and we ask people not to jump to conclusions because officers are required to make split-second decisions, and we have guidelines, policies, and procedures that we must follow. And a lot of times, we follow those policies and procedures, and people don't understand those policies and procedures. I guess I would ask the community, wherever the different chapters and charters are, is to get to know your local PBA units and to meet with them, understand, and if you have a question about why officers do certain things, to talk to those individual presidents and get educated.
Firsthand,
yes,
definitely.
ma'am.
Well, in the future, we're actually going to be doing some stories with the PBA, and one of the questions that I have is, everybody watches CSI. It takes them 5 minutes to go and get a
Doesn't
warrant.
happen in
That's
real
real
world.
life.
And it
Come
takes
on,
them-
TV is real.
1 hour to solve a murder that happened 20 years ago. So we're going to talk more about what police officers go through day to day and taken as a whole, just to help educate the community about what officers go through and what they do.
And we look forward to assisting with that because there's a lot of misunderstanding out there.
For sure,
How fast crimes can be solved.
Correct. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
We're
you.
looking forward to having you on the show more often and covering some more stories related to law enforcement and the PBA. And we're going to go to break, and we're going to be right back.
Every child needs a mentor, a positive role model. For me, that was my grandmother. For more than 110 years, Big Brothers Big Sisters has been making meaningful monitored matches between adult volunteers and children. And these positive relationships have direct and measurable impacts. Help a child realize his or her potential. Visit bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Almost every closet can be divided into 4 distinct categories. First, there are clothes that you wear. There are clothes you don't wear, clothes that you can't wear, and clothes you shouldn't wear. At Goodwill, we gladly accept all of these, giving you the opportunity to buy more of these.
Brian Barnard's Flooring America is more than just a flooring store.
As part of America's leading flooring retail group, our buying power ensures that you receive the best value and guarantees.
At Flooring America, we're experts in flooring sales and design, and will help you find the perfect floor for the way you live. We're locally owned and dedicated to providing you with the highest levels of customer service.
Our family has continued to serve Tallahassee since 1976. We are Brian Barnard's Flooring America, where friends send friends.
We're here at Wheezy's Cottage talking about, do you want to know what we're going to talk about?
No.
This time?
Yeah.
I think you do want to know. We're going to talk about sex. And we're actually going to go to North Florida Women's Care, and we're going to talk to one of the doctors there. And here's a concept I want you to understand. As we get older, it really does become a case of use it or lose it. All right, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Here we go, watch.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Okay, and it's time to kiss and tell. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times I see hundreds of women throughout the day, and we tend to talk about the same things, but not amongst ourselves. And if we were able to get together and talk about some of the more problems that we have, then we may be able to solve them.
So, it's a subject we seem to have no problem talking about with each other as women, but we sometimes know something might be wrong or doesn't feel quite right, yet we never talk to our doctor. Why is that, ladies?
On a personal note, it is difficult to talk about sex. You know, everyone has different ideological and social and religious beliefs regarding sex. But the most important thing is to realize that it's okay to have a healthy sexual life. And if you don't, it's something that you should talk with your gynecologist about and feel comfortable doing so.
So just in case you are not ready, we're going to give you a starting point to let you know if you are thinking, that's not right. Well, you're not alone. Pay attention, as if you weren't already.
Most of the women that I encounter have difficulty with libido. And unfortunately, there's no magic drug out there. And things that may work for one woman may not work for another. So certainly having a conversation about, you know, what things have shown some benefit and what things are really, truly not beneficial and may harm you can be of importance with a conversation with your physician.
But What if it is painful?
You may encounter a time when intercourse is painful. Then that should not be the case. So if that's happening, you should talk with your gynecologist, because it could be something as minor as an infection that can be cleared up, or it can be as major as a tumor or something going on inside. And so the workup or evaluation of a patient that's having pain with intercourse varies based on that patient's age and their cycle in life. So, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that.
And just in case you're in this boat but still don't want to address it,
there's nothing that you can make your gynecologist blush about, so certainly let them know.
Okay, ever hear the cliche, use it or lose it? Well, it might have more meaning than you think.
And the reason is your body tends to shift blood flow to where it's needed. And as your body changes, our reproductive organs also change from when we are in a pre-pubertal state all the way through menopause. So during that time, the more stimulation you give to an area, the more blood flow you get to the area. So if you don't stimulate it, it's going to not get blood flow. And now everybody is built differently, and so some women will still, may not complain about it at all. But there is certainly value to use it or lose it.
And if you've hit a point where this is a problem, do not worry. You can literally recover.
So what I do with couples and with their partners is try to, if we're going to use lubricants, creams, reintroduce the area to stimulation. And so you can do that, and that starts to help with the process, because it's a healing emotionally and physically.
Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby.
Well,
educated?
And educated. Every show you educate me and cover topics that I was not fully prepared for, but clearly, as we said, use it or lose it.
Right. And talk about it.
Talk about it.
And apparently we get to a point in life where we stop talking about certain things, or we never do, and that's actually a bad thing. So if there are issues, call your doctor, and chances are they will be able to help.
Talk about it. I'm sorry, I'm just not usually, but we're here about living well and focusing on first thing in the morning.
All right,
Have you finished your coffee?
I love the subject matter, and I love that doctor. I think she's awesome.
All right, that was awesome.
I think it's great that she is helping people talk about it and learn more and understand your body.
Okay.
Anyways, so we've got a break coming up. When we come back, a little bit more, so stay with us.
Wheezy's Home and Cottage. There's so much here for your home you may never want to leave. Wheezy's Home and Cottage in the Market District next to Narcissus. Hey, where did Ann and Audra go?
The body only performs as to what you put into it.
We cook it fresh and we bring it to you every day. Helping people to maximize their effort, whether they're training in the gym, whether they want to gain weight, whether they're trying to lose weight.
I need someone to show me how to eat right, the right ingredients, the right portions, and make it easy where it's delivered at my door.
It's the large variety of food. I definitely love it.
It's just been absolutely delicious. I mean, stuff's really, really, really good.
Just a lifestyle change.
Welcome to Cabela's Hair and Nail Studio in Midtown Spa. Come to Cabela's and experience the high-scale salon experience, and let us cater to your every beauty need. Conveniently located in Midtown above the Wine Loft. Cabela's, a fun and energetic and pampering place to plan an escape just for you.
All right, so welcome back to the show.
Welcome.
We're going to do a Flex Food update. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, so we have 3 brave souls who are going to do before and after pictures. So what we're going to take a look at are the pictures before we started the Flex Food Challenge, which was weeks ago, all the way up to this most recent
We're about halfway through, you think? Okay.
Correct. So we're a little bit more than halfway through. It's going to be Amanda and Kelly. So we're going to go ahead and start with Amanda. Here's Amanda's before picture. And now this is Kelly. This is her before picture.
Hey, Kelly.
And this is her current. And for Kelly, it was straight up, I want to lose some weight.
I'm trying. Okay.
I want to lose
New
some weight.
year,
right.
me.
And Kelly has done triathlon. She's a triathlete.
Oh,
She's done
wow.
those before in the past.
Okay.
But with the busy schedule with 2 boys, she's a nurse, husband's a firefighter. They just have a crazy busy schedule.
Right.
And so they're always running and going. So
Flex Foods is perfect for the portions,
Correct.
for the convenience, for everything.
Correct. And so for her, the Flex Food
Right.
portions and the fact that
All
it's
that.
delivered to her, it really does help with her schedule.
Okay.
And so she's doing awesome. I love my Flex Foods. Yummy,
good stuff.
yummy.
Yummy.
All right, so we've got some upcoming events. What do we want to talk about?
Yes, I am calling all of our friends at home because I am in a kind of a local Dancing with the Stars. It's benefiting the Lung Association. It's called the Oxygen Ball.
Right.
And this event is happening March 12th. And please, I need your help. Okay, I need votes.
I'm going to vote for you.
But you have to pay for votes. It's a fundraiser. It's helping a cause, but
I'm still gonna. I'll pay for
so
your
please, can you go to our Facebook page, AM Break with Ann and Audra, and just vote, sponsor, anything you can do to help. This is competition time, okay? There's 7 other people. You know, I got some big dogs here, and they're raising some big money. So I want to say, oh well, AM Break, our fans, our friends, and everybody,
Right,
kind of
yay,
help me out. Please help me out. So we're gonna
Audra.
flash up the information. I'll post it on the Facebook page,
Great.
and I think we're gonna show a rehearsal maybe.
I think
I'm dancing at Fred Astaire.
That would be awesome.
My
See,
dance skills. What I want to say, I need people to vote. If you want to sponsor, or really all the proceeds go to the Lung Association. So I know a lot of people know someone who's, you know, been afflicted with lung cancer or anything like that. And so this competition is going to be at Doubletree. You know, the Doubletree is going under remodel. So
That's right.
We're going to be one of the first ones in the ballroom.
Yes.
So even if you just want to buy a ticket, come check my skills out, my dance move.
Right.
But I've been practicing twice a week, Ann, at Fred Astaire. Are you going to come watch?
I am definitely going to come watch. I'm going to come watch. I'm going to come cheer you on, and you're
Okay.
going to win.
I need your support, please. So please,
Yay.
puppy dog up.
Yeah, we'll be there.
All right.
So those are the events that we have going on. We've got the Oxygen Ball. We've got Joanna Francis Living Well. So all kinds of things going
A lot
on
of
at Tallahassee
things.
per usual.
Yep.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. We will be back here next week. And in the meantime, make sure you check out our websites and help support the different organizations, including Audra.
All right, thanks.
Almost every closet can be divided into 4 distinct categories. First, there are clothes that you wear. There are clothes you don't wear, clothes that you can't wear, and clothes you shouldn't wear. At Goodwill, we gladly accept all of these, giving you the opportunity to buy more of these.